source. Oh my goodness. All right, you have your band. I'm already worn out from all that trivia. You have your band. By the way, don't forget, during this season, you are welcome to wear your holiday headgear at any point. I was already dressed tacky enough that I didn't need headgear, but I'll probably bring out the antlers or the halo or something next week. And for sure, the week before Christmas, I think that's the 19th. Let's roll those shoulders up. Exhale, relax them down. That's next week. One more time. Inhale, roll those shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down. Draping those shoulders out of our ears, lifting our abs, lengthening our tailbone. Legs are in parallel. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring that band off. We're going to hold on to it single, not folded, and bring our hands right in front of us, shoulders out of your ears. As always, when we use the band, a quick reminder, when you bring those bands in front of you, a lot of us have the tendency to do this with our wrists, where we cock those wrists. So I want you to bring your knuckles in line with your wrists in line with your forearms. So try not to be here nor there. So from there, with just those hands apart, feet together, abs drawn in, ribs low. We're just going to lift the arms up to shoulder height, shoulders out of your ears, and then we're going to roll our thumbs up, right? So that will actually wrap your band a little bit. Bring your arms a little apart and then bring them back. So a little apart and back. So it's just an easy little row here. You don't even really need to grip your band if you don't want to. Here's my bow. Yeah, there's a little bow if you guys didn't get to see that. Instead of the dartboard. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hold that back. Elbows come high. Give me a little lift, and a squeeze. Lift and squeeze back. So elbows higher than wrists. You can make it exaggerated like this and make it half upright row, half regular row. We're just going to do this a couple more times. We're just warming up those shoulders. But we want to be aware that there's no movement anywhere else in your body, and make sure you haven't leaned back. Ribs are pulled down and in. Last 2, last 1. All right, and now we're going to add in some lower body work. You're going to bring your band on the floor with a fairly long tail to your left, this side. Step into it with your left foot, step into it with your right foot, and then bring the band across into your left hand. So you should have a half of a Z, right? And it doesn't have to be super tight. And then we're going to do this a little bit different today. I want you to grab the band from the front. So knuckles are facing the camera. And we're just going to start with this lateral raise. So it's a little off to the side and it's a little in front, but it's not way up here. We'll get to that later. My palm is down. Then as you're ready, I want you to shift your weight onto the left leg, same as your hand. Turn your right toes in, straighten that leg, and then we lift the leg and the arm at the same time. So you should be working outer thigh and hip on the right side and deltoid, what we call the medial deltoid, on your left side. So again, palm is facing down, wrist is in line with your forearm. And I don't care if you step down on that band. We'll practice the balance in a moment, but we're just working on those shoulders for now. Last 2 and the hip. Last 1. And now we lift the arm up and the foot. We turn the toe in, and we're going to try a little lift of both. And relax. All right. Stay how you are. Challenge. Turn your left foot forward and bring that band into your right hand. So now my right foot and my right hand are holding the band. Turn so that you're in parallel. Your thumb is up, and we'll just start with that arm, right? It's lifting straight up. You should feel that in the front of your shoulder. Then leave the arm down, lift your leg up, bend your left leg, right leg is straight, try and lift it straight up. And if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Try and keep that left leg straight. And then you know what we're going to do. We're going to put them together. Left knee stays bent, right arm in front, right leg behind. Flex through the heel, lift the thumb to the sky, and lift, and lift. trying to get your body almost parallel to the ground. Good, just 2 more. And then 1 more, and you're gonna try and hold it here, arm and leg long, try your balance, hold 3, 2, and 1, woo, come down. That should have woken us up. We're going to bring the band so that the tail is now to your right, step into it with your right foot, and then your left. Bring that band across into your right hand, but we're gonna go palm facing the back of the room, so that we're gonna get that lateral raise, right? Elbow a little higher than the wrist. Then we're gonna turn the left toes in, straighten that leg, and we're gonna lift that up at the same time that we lift the arm. So there is a slight bend in your arm, and it is coming more to the side than the front, palm facing down. And again, it's okay if you step on that foot when you bring it down, just don't put full weight on it, test your balance a little bit. Two more. Good. All right, leave it up, foot off the ground, and we pulse, pulse. And relax. Woo! Move the band into your left hand, turn your right foot so it's stepping on the band lengthwise, turn your left toes to face backwards. And then again, we'll play with just the arm going forward to start with. And then we'll bend the right knee and we'll lift just the left leg straight. And then we'll try and put those two things together. Stay in that bent right knee, lift your left arm straight up, thumb to the sky, and your left leg up. Two more. And then hold this up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring that down. Drop your band. Come to a seated position, please. Your hips should be nice and warmed up. So we're going to give them a nice stretch. Just going to drop back on your elbows. Lazy stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And press that leg open. Nice and easy here. You could rotate at that ankle if you wanted. And then switch it up, right foot down, left ankle across the right thigh. Press it open. Notice if you find that one side is a little tighter than the other. And then from those elbows, press yourself back up, seated position. All right, let's leave the bands lengthened out for now, not folded in other words, and put the bands underneath your feet. Then turn your palms towards each other and bring the bands between your thumbs with a little bit of tension. Shoulders out of your ears, hinge back, good. Make sure, so you gotta keep your toes on the ground or that band will slip out. Notice if you tucked, try not to tuck that upper body. Good, and then from there, we're just gonna lean back an extra inch because we probably can. Then use your biceps and pull yourself up. And then hinge back, hold for a moment, and then exhale, come back up. Now, if it feels like your band is gonna slip, here's an awesome thing to do. Bring the band around the tops of your feet and in between your arches. So it would look like that, okay? So give that a try if it's feeling kind of slippery. So again, we're gonna hinge back, hold on here, pull those abs in, use those biceps. And then what you're gonna start to do is make a choice. Can you do this without using your biceps at all? Can you just use your abs? Can you not use your abs at all and use your biceps 100%? And then you find what is that magic ratio for you where you can work both the abs and a little bit of bicep just to bring some awareness. And then just start checking in, because we're using these bands to help us, to see what kind of symmetry you have in your body. Do you find that one hip goes back first or one rib cage? And because you have access to those bands, use them to help you get a really nice fluid lift and lower. Couple more here. Hopefully you're starting to feel these in your abs if you had not already. The last two. Last one, lean it back. You're gonna lift your feet up, so hopefully you have them tied up, and roll all the way down and straighten those legs. And you're gonna bring those palms facing the sky. You're gonna bring those arms out, and you're just gonna lower those legs, and then notice if your ribs pop up, pull the ribs in. And then on the exhale, flex to the heels and lift those legs up. So once again, you have some options. You could let your arms go with you, and then it becomes arm work, right? But if you want those abs, you hold those arms where they are, and you create tension on the band, and the arms are stabilizing here. Did your shoulder blades lift up? Let's make sure they're still grounded. Mine were lifting because I was being a poor role model. Last two, and last one. Keep the bands where they are. Just hold on lower and let those hips rock side to side. Good. All right, we're gonna try that same thing with our double leg stretch. So a little more challenge now, because we're gonna have arms and legs going. Deep breath in. On the exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Pull your abs in. Try and be in a neutral spine. On the inhale, extend arms and legs, and there should be a lot of tension because we have both ends of the body going. Feel that. We're going to hold that 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, relax the tension. Inhale, stretch, reach. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and exhale, bend. And reach. And bend. Good, 2 more. Last one, hold it. Fun little thing here. Lower the legs to lift your body in a rolling motion, and then roll down, and then roll up. If you need to, you can choke up on the band to really make it a rock and roll. But just as we did before, have awareness that you have symmetry in your body. So we're doing this so to get this out of your system, so that later when we do the teaser, you won't be doing this rocking. Last 2. Last 1, stay up, balance, separate your legs, lift your arms even higher, use that band to help you lift, 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 and then bend your knees, put your heels on the ground. Sit tall, straighten your legs. Hinge at the elbow, or pull those elbows back, just a nice easy row here. Good, last one. Hold that there, flip your palms down. Palms face the back of the room. It's gonna feel a little awkward on your shoulders at first. So roll them down and then press outward so you're getting a little tricep action and hinge forward for your spine stretch. And relax. Untangle that band for now and fold it in half for me, okay? So you're gonna have a tail at one end and you're gonna have your loop at the other. Put your hand, one hand through the loop and the other hand holds the tail. All right, and then roll on down a vertebra at a time, noticing your symmetry. Let's lift that right leg into tabletop. Bring the band on each side of that thigh. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift up and press against that band. Now, if that doesn't feel like enough tension, choke up on that band, get your hands closer. At some point, I want you to straighten your arms, lift your torso, and press in with your knee at the same time. Inhale, release it. Exhale, press. Inhale, press. Exhale, press. Inhaling and pausing, or excuse me, inhaling in between, and then exhaling to press the thigh against the band and the band against the thigh. 3, 2, and 1. Right foot down. Band against the left thigh, which is in tabletop. Hands reach past, and again, choke up on that band, create a shorter tail if need be. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Inhaling. Exhale, press with the fingers, press with the thigh. Inhale. Exhale, press and press. Inhale. Press, press. Inhale. Press, press, press. And relax. Hug those knees in. All right, adding on to that, this is basically our single leg, more of a single leg pull than stretch. So both legs are in tabletop this side, and we're back over onto that right thigh. Deep breath in, left leg up. On the exhale, lengthen through the left leg, pull the right thigh in, inhale center, exhale press, inhale center, press, press, press. Two more. Good. Rest and switch it. Legs in tabletop. On your left thigh, the band is, that's my Yoda speak. Right leg up, here we go. Press, press, press. Two more. And relax, hug those knees in. Band is on the shin. I really feel those. I hope you guys did too. All right. Keep the band folded in half. And we're going to go back to one hand through the loop and the other hand holding onto the tail. We're going to drape that across our hips and we're going to straighten out our arms. Okay, here's the challenge. All 10 fingertips on the ground. Wrists on the ground. Forearm on the ground, elbow, triceps, and most importantly, don't let those shoulders roll up. So press those shoulders down. Feet are parallel and they can be touching along with the knees or they can be hip distance. Deep breath in, exhale, start lifting your hip and you're gonna stop when you can't keep your hands on the ground. You should feel your triceps, but then notice again, did your shoulders lift? And then are your hips a little saggy? Can you press the hips up without lifting the arms? And then we're gonna do both at the same time. Press down with the hands and up with the hips. Down hands, up hips. Press, press. Press. And relax. Hopefully you felt that in your hamstrings and your booty, as well as your triceps. So don't forget that, because we'll be back to that one later. In the meanwhile, you're going to take that band that's folded in half and you're going to bring it around your thighs. Okay? So here's the trick. We need everything in one hand. So you're going to roll towards me. So what I'm going to do is grab that loop. And it depends, of course, on what kind of band you have. I'm going to knuckle down, which means I'm going to press my knuckles of that top hand into the ground. So we're going to be doing our clam here. Make sure that your head is resting on your arm and you're not tucked into a fetal position. You're lengthened out. And then lift that waistline, drop it, lift it, drop it, lift it, drop it, lift it, keep it lifted. Pilates V with your feet, press against the band so you have some tension. From there, press up farther, open more, open more. Don't let your knuckles come off the ground. Now remember, the band is doubled up. There should be significant tension here. 2 more. Hold it open. 8 pulses, pulse. And relax. Ooh, I hope you guys felt those. We're gonna switch over to the other side. So switch your hands again, so you have hold of the folded end of the band as well as those loose tails. You wanna lie down so that your head is in line with your hips, not in front. You're gonna knuckle it down. So press those knuckles of that top hand, shoulders out of your ears, heels together, and we press open against the band, and from there we open farther and more. Keep that waistline lifted. Sorry, I didn't say that before. So waistline off the ground. Knuckles stay down. Y'all are doing great. 4, 3, 2, press it open, 8 pulses. And relax. Whew. Hopefully you felt that on the hips. Let's go ahead and leave that band folded in half, but drape it across your sacrum as you roll over onto your abs. All right, and then hands are gonna just reach underneath so that palms are facing the ceiling. All we're gonna do to start with, bring those big toes to touch, heels to touch if you can, and press your toenails into the ground and lift your quads so your kneecaps lift off the ground. Then I want you to lift your hands just a little bit and notice that the shoulders might pitch forward. So the main thing we're gonna do here is squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then you can bring your head in line. You can lift that upper body a little bit. And what we're gonna do is press away, arms lift and they press, but shoulders don't drop forward. So that's what's important is keep those shoulder blades together and relax it down and in. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, press, reach long through the fingers and down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, press and down. And lift and press and down and lift and press. Keep your toes on the ground. Keep your heels together as much as possible. Good. Hold this one up. Reach longer with your fingers, a little higher if you can. Longer, higher, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, relax. We're going to press back in our resting position. So hips go back on your heels. You can bring your fists underneath your hamstrings if you want. All right. As we come up, we're going to do a straight arm plank. We usually do 4 arms for more challenge, but because we're going to add on to this, we're going to bring that band up under your armpits so that you feel tension behind your shoulders. And then just for now, bring your arms here and make sure you have tension on your shoulders, right? So you don't want to have your hands so far away that there's slack in your bands. And then all I want you to do right now with arms straight is push against the band so you're rounding your shoulders and squeeze. Push and squeeze. So this movement is mostly in the shoulders. There's a little bit in the ribs. Try not to let your shoulders shrug up. You should feel work going on in those posture muscles between your shoulder blades. 2 more. All right. Now, keep that. Bring your hands down. Hold on to that band and press up into a straight-legged plank. And then from there, with your weight right over your wrists and your hips neither piked nor sagging, I want you to do the same thing with the shoulders. Press, release the press. Press, release. It's almost as if you're starting a push-up, but that push-up is just with the shoulders. Last 2, last 1. Keep your back hand on the ground, pivot, open, pivot back down, pivot to the back, open your back arm, come down, center, pivot to me, center, pivot away, open the arm, relax, come down, let go of your band. Woo, shake that out. Rest back. As you come forward, hands are out front. Give me sort of a little cow and cat, or reindeer and cat, right? So rolling through that spine. Good. And then we'll come back all the way over onto our abs again. So now we're going to go back to our low back. A minute ago, we held the band behind us and we lifted. I'm going to challenge you, and you can decide whether you want the band folded in half for more tension or not folded. And if your band is short, you probably don't want it folded. This time, the band is out and your arms are in a V. All 10 toes are still on the ground. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your upper body, roll your shoulders up out of your ears, and then can you lift your arms even with your ears? Shoulders out of your ears, pull back, pull back, pull back. 3, 2, and 1, relax, rest. Deep breath in, exhale, belly button to the spine, big toes together, heels together, activate that lower body, press into the ground to lift yourself up. We're going to do another round, so if that was too much tension, unfold your band. Here we go, with that torso lifted, arms go out into a V and pull back, and pull. Two more. And relax, turn your ear to the other side. Opposite ear, I mean. Beautiful. Bend those knees, give me a little windshield wiper if you'd like. And then press yourself up so that we can come back to that seated position. And once again, we're going to lasso the fronts of our feet, but we're going to do it with our feet a little bit apart this time. So across the fronts, tops of your feet, and then around the arches. Now, we want to have a tall spine, so if you need to keep your knees bent to stay straight, that's fine. If straightening the legs causes that, then don't straighten them. All right, and bands in opposite hands. Shoulders out of your ears. I want you to exhale and twist towards me. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite direction. You can add a little bend of the elbow, right? If this is uncomfortable, make sure your knees are bent. If you want to make it a full-on, almost like a roll down, you can, but we're sitting tall, we're not rolled back, right? So that's why I had you with straight legs. Few more here. My palms are facing down. And relax. We'll come back, sorry. We're gonna unlasso those legs for now. And bring that to a single foot lasso. So that band goes across the top of, let's use your right foot, if you didn't already do the other. So now my right foot is held here. I'm going to grab that band with my right hand. I'm going to bend my left knee, and I'm going to start rolling down, but I'm going to leave that leg on the ground. Deep breath in, exhale, same thing. Roll yourself up with that straight leg. Inhale, tall. Exhale, hinge, and then tuck and round through those vertebrae. 2 more like that. Roll it up a vertebra at a time. Use your biceps as much as you need to. So now we're getting used to moving the body without moving the legs. Good. Stay here. Bring that leg straight up in the air. And you may be able to bring your arm up a little higher, but get your shoulder blade down. So we're going to do some leg circles. Point your right toes and start a small circle. I want you to imagine, by putting your left fingertips on your hip, And by the way, you're going to reverse your circle every time. Imagine you have a cup of eggnog sitting on your hip. That would be very sticky if it spilled. So don't rock your hips. Some of you might be able to straighten out your left leg. And because we're using the bands, sometimes we can make bigger circles without those hips rocking. But this is all about stability in those hips. Abs are stabilizing here. Make sure your circle includes the top of the circle. It doesn't flatten out just because it gets tight with your hamstrings at the top. And again, you're going opposite directions every time. Inhaling to start your circle, exhaling to finish, reverse. Inhale to start it, exhale to finish. And then we're going to bend that right knee, and we're going to de-lasso, and we're going to lasso our left leg. Remember, across the top of the foot, and then into the left hand. Put that left leg on the ground, deep breath in. Exhale, rolling up a vertebra at a time, using your bicep as much as is needed. Inhale at the top and exhale lower. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, roll it up with as much symmetry as possible. And hinge it back and then tuck and round. One more time, roll it back, and let's lift that left leg up. We might be able to choke up a little on the band, point your left toes, right fingertips go to your right hip so that you can keep an eye or keep some tactile feedback regarding what's going on in that hip. It's staying quiet. You might be able to flex through that right heel and straighten out the right leg on the ground. And perhaps you can make some bigger circles. But make sure your eggnog's not spilling. Good. And then bend that knee, and now you get to take that lasso off completely. And we're going to hug those knees in for just a quick second to get a nice low back stretch before the next round. All right, let's put our feet on the ground. Fold your band in half for me, please. So we're like this. And then I want you to put your band behind your head. So my elbows are on the ground. Nice, a little bit of a stretch for your pecs, right? Deep breath in. On the exhale, here's your challenge. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll try it this way. Exhale, I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders without bringing your elbows in, right? So can you lift up to here, making sure your elbows didn't do that? So in other words, I'm trying to imagine that my band is not flexible, just like when we used the broomsticks a few weeks ago. And now press out on the band and you'll have tension. And my arms are actually shaking. All right, from there, keep both shoulders off the ground, rotate towards me, but don't bend. You don't get to bend your band. Exhale back to center, other direction. Sorry, inhale center, exhale to me, inhale center, exhale away. Inhale center, keep tension on your band, keep your elbows open, pressing and twisting on the exhale, and exhale, 4, 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Woo, hug that in. Hug those knees in for just a second, and then lift the shins and press those knees right above the hips into tabletop. Same thing, band goes back behind your head. Elbows are wide, deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Press out on your band so you have tension. Hopefully you're shaking a little bit. Extend your back leg up in the air and twist towards me at the same time. Don't let this knee come in, right? Inhale, center. Exhale, twist away. Inhale, center, and twist, and center. Elbows wide. And relax. Woo, hug those knees in. All right. Finally, we're gonna put a lot of things together now. So you're gonna lasso the fronts or tops of your feet with them close together this time. And then bring the band in on the insides of your arches. Hopefully you did that a little more evenly than I did. So readjust if you need to. All right, you go that way. Goodness gracious. Okay. So, earlier in the day, we lifted and lowered our legs without moving our torso. Earlier in the day, we rolled up a vertebra at a time with one leg. Early in the day, we rocked, but we don't get to do that this time. So, what I want you to do, you get to rock one time. Rock halfway up. Stay here. Elbows out of your ears. Lift and lower those legs a couple times, right? You did that already, but you just did it from a lying down position. See how high you can keep your arms and get those legs going. Good. Rest for a second. Shoulders out of your ears. Keep your legs on the ground. Just for the heck of it, come forward and back a couple times. We did this before, right? We can do that. But now, bring the legs tabletop and see if you can do that same thing. Lift and lower your torso without moving your knees. So I'm trying to keep my knees directly over my hips. You might want to create more tension on the band, right? So it's easier to roll up. Once again, check your symmetry. You don't want to lift. My left side wanted to come up sooner that time. So I just have to be aware of that. Next time you come up, take a break. All right, well, I always say this. We're going to put all of that together, but we're not going to put it together the fun way with the rocking and rolling. We're going to put it together by extending both parts of the body in opposite directions. Inhale, exhale, both parts of the body come together at the same time. So legs lift at the same time the torso lifts, and then everything opens at the same time. So this is your teaser, but you have lots of options. You can do any of the things that we've done earlier. If you want to do the teaser, here we go. Deep breath in. On the exhale, float both ends of the body up. Try and find a beautiful V in your body. Inhale, lift it, shoulder blades out of your ears. Exhale on the way down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift into your V. Inhale at the top. Exhale, bring it down. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale at the top. Exhale, bring it down. Let's do two more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. Last time, deep breath in. Woo, here we go. Exhale, peel your body, both ends of the body up, lift, hold, reach to the sky, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up in those knees. Untangle yourselves from your bands. Turn and face me. We're going to do one quick little mermaid and then we'll stretch it out. So, depending on your shoulders, if your shoulders don't have any issues, you might have your band folded in half. If you do, then just have a single strap. Sitting up, how about left leg in front, right leg to the side, deep breath in, and then you're going to exhale, hinge over to your left without letting that right leg pick up, and back to center. You also don't want to just do this, right? Arms, torso, head go over. This is not an easy one, in my opinion. You may feel it in your right hip and all the way up that right side. Keep tension on the band. It will let me know if it's starting to sag. It'll let us know that our body's doing other things. Back to center, switch it up. Right leg goes in front, left leg off to the side. Sit up as tall as you can. Bring that band to right above you, and then we go over this time to your right. Try not to lift that left hip. And if you go too far, if you experiment and you go, I can't get back, then that's good. You challenge yourself. Good, 2 more. Pull it down. All right, and relax. All right, let's use those bands to help us get a beautiful stretch. So we're going to start with the band while you're here across the top of your right foot, and then bring it around behind that right foot, crisscross, and there you are. Left knee is bent, right hand is holding that band. Now, something really kind of nice, if you wanted to, and your band is wide enough and you feel it's stable enough, you can put your foot parallel with the band like that, and then you can get a beautiful extra stretch here. So press your shoulder blade down, make sure your shoulder blade stays down, push the toes up towards the ceiling, and then pull the toes back. And then press the ball of the foot back, and then press the heel up. And then bring that leg a little closer by bending the elbow. Push the ball of the foot to the sky, and then the toes. And then the toes come back, ball of the foot presses up, heel presses up. And bend that elbow to bring it a little closer, and one more time, press through the ball of the foot, and then the toes point, and then the toes come back, and the ball of the foot comes back. And then neutral in your foot or flexed. Bring your right elbow to the side, let the leg hang there, left leg goes to the left. Reach over with your left hand, grab that band, bring it back to center, and as you do so, straighten your left leg. Turn your right toes in, let them go a couple of inches to the side, and feel that stretch through your IT band. Let's point the toes, pull them back, flex this ball of the foot back, press the heel up. And then as you come down, you can just take that band off, but leave it where you can get to it. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, passive figure 4 stretch. And then you can use that band as you bend the left knee to come around behind your left thigh, left quad, left hamstring, and you can bring that left foot up. And we're going to do that same ball of the foot toe, ball of the foot, heel. And you'll just notice the difference when you have the band on it. Good. Nice deep stretch in that hip. You can press that right leg open with the right. And then once again, band goes off to the side. Left foot on the ground. Let your knees drop to the left for a moment. And then before you come back to center, crisscross, tuck those legs so that when you come back, everything is crisscrossed. And then we'll put that band across the front of your left thigh again, left shin, sorry. And then knees drop to your left. And then straighten the left leg, straighten the right leg. Pause for just a moment, and then lasso the top of your left foot, crisscross around behind at the arch. Bend your right knee. Bands are in your left hand. Shoulder back and down. Or, again, if you prefer, if you like that lengthened so that the band is across the whole foot, you are certainly welcome to do that, right? And then that way you can get this stretch that we're about to do a little more. If you don't have it that way, that's okay. Press the ball of foot or toes towards the sky, and then the toes come back, ball of the foot comes back, heel presses up. Bring the leg a little closer, point through the ball of the foot and the toes, and bring it all back. And then one more time, the leg a little closer, point, and bring it back. Let the leg drop to the left as the right knee drops open. And then as we come back through center, right leg straightens, right arm grabs it. We bring it slightly across so we get that IT band stretch. Again, we're going to point, toes back, ball of the foot back, flex through that heel, and then ball of the foot, toes, and then band handy, but we're just going to cross that left ankle over the right thigh, bend the right knee in. You can bring your band around behind that right hamstring if you want. Press that left leg open, point through those right toes, pull them back, flex through the heel, press again, and bend. And then we're just going to drop the feet like that to the right. So the right thigh and the left foot land. And then before you come back, just slide your right leg under the left. You can use your band for a little more of a stretch. Hips rock side to side. And then eventually they drop to your right. Big twist. And then straighten both legs out. Mosey your way to your hands and knees, however you need to get there. Unmute yourselves, please. So we have cat reindeer. So we roll into our kitty cat stretch. And open to your reindeer. Exhale, cat. Inhale, reindeer. All right, got one. Inhale, here. Your toes. Press up, straight arm plank. Hinge back, down dog. Pedal one heel down at a time. Good. Wide stance. Walk it back. Hands on your thighs. Bend your thighs. Meet me in that bent knee position. Exhale, cat. Inhale, reindeer. Awesome. Happy Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. All right, I remembered. I'm going to follow up.